Right, folks, I'm down here at the farm. As you can tell, got my Aladdin lamp around here. I just finished this book by Jesse Ventura called American Conspiracies. And like I was saying in my other book reviews, I really need to do a review the minute I put the book down because then it reminds me of what I want to say about the book. Now, rarely do I say this, but this is a book that every American should have to read. This should be something that's put in uh, junior high or high school or grade school or whenever you have these mandatory books. I don't remember how many mandatory books I used to have to read, but this is one of them. This book should have to be read, by every American. What's in here? I don't know if you guys have ever heard anything about this book or read this book already or whatever, but what this is a summary of every popular conspiracy and the review behind it. The Kennedy assassination, plot to overthrow FDR, which I never heard of, assassination of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Robert Kennedy, of course I remember that, but all of this stuff. What he did here was actually did the research behind the story. Now everybody's got their opinion. If you're my age or older, I remember when Kennedy got shot, and everybody's got their own opinion. Oh, the Warren Commission, yeah, they said that this nutball acted all by himself and shot him out of the window of the Texas School Book Depository, whatever, and it's just, that's what you grow up with. But you never really hear the facts. Or I shouldn't say facts, because it's so long ago now, nobody knows all the facts, but you never hear the other side of the story. Well, when you get a little older, then, word leaks out about this or about that, about the other. Actually, out of high school, I went in the Navy, and I was involved in Vietnam. So, don't get me wrong, I'm not a combat vet or anything like that. I was a nerd. But then we heard about the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the reason we went to Vietnam. It turns out the thing was just a hoax. It was absolutely nothing to it. And 58,000 Americans died. 1.3 million North Vietnamese died, and about 350,000 South Vietnamese died. Over a lie. Just like that. It was over a lie. So a whole lot of rich people made a lot of money. And a whole lot of folks got killed. And that should have taught us all we ever needed to know about this stuff. Well, now you got the same thing. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Sudan, you name it. These guys, if there's money to be made, these guys will do it. But rarely do you have a book that names names. Jesse Ventura, and it was written with another guy named Dick Russell. I'm sure Dick Russell actually wrote the book. And Jesse Ventura did all the heavy iron here. But he names names, whether they like it or not. A lot of these guys are already passed on, already gone, nothing you can do about them. But a lot of them aren't. There's still a lot of guys out here in power today that are doing the exact same thing that they have always done. So I give Jesse a 2 thumbs up on this deal. He's got my vote. If the guy ever wants to run for office, man, he'll have my vote, that's for sure. But I don't know. I don't want to give away too much about the book. You should read it for yourself. But when you do, you're not going to believe how bad this has gotten. How long it's been. The government of this country has been hijacked. It is no longer a republic. It's an oligarchy. People go, whoa, what's it? Well, a monarchy is a government ruled by one person, right? A king, typically, or a queen. That would be a monarchy. Comes from the Latin term mono, meaning one, right? Oligarchy, O-L-I, is from the Latin term ali, which means few. So it's not monarchy, it's not one, it's a few. And that's what we have in this country, is an oligarchy, okay? It's a government run by a few people. Some people say 200. Some people say whatever they say. Who cares? It's no longer a republic. It is not a nation of laws. And when you read this book, you realize how long it's been like that. It's been like that a long time. I mean, a long time. So this book, I couldn't, if I could rate a book higher, I would. But this book gets top honors. It should be a must read. It should be mandatory for every single American to read. Now, in the back, when you talk about Jesse, you said that whatever, you know. Well, look on here in the back. Chapter 8, he's got all these notes, okay? Not only that, if you're interested in any one particular area, geez, here's all of the books that Jesse, and I'm sure the guy that helped him write it, okay, Dick Russell, I'm sure these are all the books that these guys read and got the information out of to compile into this book, okay? So if you want to know about September 11th, 2001, here's the books that he read. Now, there's a lot of information on 9/11. I mean, there's a lot of it, okay? But every one of these, every chapter has its own section of books that you can read to get the information that went into this book. This book is just a summary. Obviously, any one of these subjects, the Lincoln assassination, okay, FDR and the bankers, whatever, blah blah blah. Any one of those would make a lot bigger book than this. Any subject could be a huge book, right? So this is actually just a summary, and it does include Jesse's own personal opinion, which I don't agree with most of the time. By the way, I don't buy Jesse's view on stuff. That's fine, you know. In fact, either he deliberately or he actually feels this way. He has a much kinder view of the oligarchy that we live under than I do. I think it's horrifying. I think it's whatever. It's gone way beyond what it needs to. But and he also seems to think we can save this country, and I hope he's right. I don't think that's true at all. I think we're on our slide down, and we're just enjoy what you have. George Carlin said it correctly. Be glad with what you got, because it's not going to get any better. The people who are running the show have got what they want. They want more for them and less for us, and that's how it's going to work. So that's why I own a farm. But anyway, the Jesse Ventura, American Conspiracies, one of the best books I've ever read. And Jesse, 2 thumbs up, man. You did great. Anyway, this is the Ozark Patriot down here on my farm, and I'm out.